some people is missing, but I think we should start so that they can come. They might be discussing still with CoELIB. Is Wilson coming for this last session? So, did you enjoy this time for more in-depth conversations with the hub, one-to-one, which is really a unique opportunity to have, right? All this time to go in-depth on these topics. So we're actually very, very excited to hear now the results of those conversations. And yeah, just, we thought of giving the opportunity to each one of you and each one of the institutions represented here to share what the results for these 3 days learning route and the results for the conversations that you've been having. What do you think? Are you ready for this? Do you have your matching point all filled in? Yeah? Okay. We haven't received all of them, I'm sure, because maybe you want to present with it physically. But then afterwards, you give it to us or transcribe it and send it to us in soft. However you prefer. Yeah? Okay, so I just want to take one more minute because Sam and I have a very, but Wilson is not here yet, have a very concrete proposal for CoELIB on greening, how do you say? Greening their facilities. The workshop facilities. We don't, next time that we come, where is CoELIB? No one is here. Who am I talking to? Guys, we don't want to see this anymore. We want to see beautiful water jars, like water, how do you call it? Jars, like, and this, water jars, like, you know the ones that you use in the house? Jugs, thank you. And glasses, So we get rid of all this plastic that is not even so nice to drink with, to be honest. It's much better to have your glass, no? What do you think? Victor? Okay, Sam is on you. He's watching you, okay? Next time we want to see only, one jar per table and glasses, 2 glasses, that's it. Then we wash it. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so, Rehema, you want to start? I know you've been left alone. Edward really had to leave, unfortunately. But what do you think? I wanted to put Stephen on the spot, but then he left. so you're very unlucky, sorry. No, but really, it's really a great opportunity to be all together still for a couple of more hours and just hear your ideas and what you could come up with together with the hub, with the study, and just share what, in simple points. Doesn't have to be very detailed. We understand we are not at the detailed stage yet, but just share with us what is the way forward for you, how you see it with these guys, and so that maybe others can be inspired by you. Karibu. So, Rehema has 6 minutes. Enough? 6 minutes. Sam will be the timekeeper. And we have Phoebe and Robert to give one first input, like just a feedback for Rehema, something that might be not clear or that you actually enjoyed and you really want to applaud. One thing, and then we open the floor for the rest of the colleagues. Yeah, Phoebe, Robert, you good? Thank you so much. Karibu.
Asante. Rehema here from Cooperative Bank, COP Consultancy Department. It's a consultancy firm that deals with training and financial advisory. Our main clientele are cooperative societies and SACCOs, but we cut across. We also go into other sectors. So what we come in to, we propose to do or to collaborate, or where we shall come in enjoy project. Of course, our area of interest is in training, financial literacy training to the entrepreneurs, startups, and groups, and entrepreneurship training as well, using the ILO model, start and improve your business. And that we shall do in collaboration with the three institutions, CoELIB, Shamberere, and Pwani. I'm yet to get in touch to talk more with Elisha on that, but we have talked with CoELIB and Shamberere on areas we shall come in for further discussion, on curriculum development in those areas and what more we can do within the project. We shall also do trainer of trainers. We also do that because we might not be there forever with the institutions. So we want to empower their staff and selected people who will be able to continue with the knowledge sharing and training on the same. The areas of training is for further discussions. So that will be on the next level of discussions. Training areas will come on soft skills and, of course, technical aspects of business based on need. Because, for example, CoELIB is already doing quite a bit of training, Shamberere as well. So we see areas of collaboration and working together. At what point do we come in? Where else can they? We can also learn together in that. And as a bank, we have a big clientele of customers as well who bank with Cooperative Bank. So we shall be willing to create that linkage in terms of reaching out to our clients who can offer placements, attachments, or even just going to learn from what they're doing. For example, what you're doing, engineer, and there's another client of the bank who does that, similar to what you're doing, or you want to learn, and your team wants to learn things to do with engineering and all that, and fabrication and that. We can always create the linkage so that they can go and be able to learn. Because the bank has a pool of so many clients in the different value, in the entire value chain of agriculture. So I think that's also an area we can come in to provide linkage on that and also get to learn. Benchmarking visits, learning never stops. So the bank will be able to bring that to the project. And also there's an area of human resource. It's a gap, I think, that is there in many institutions, many businesses, that we are not keen on following the right channels in employment. For example, are we aware of the regulations when you employ someone, KRA, NHIF, NSSF, contracts, how do you even make them? Do you have clear HR policies in place? Safety issues? for example, engineer in his place of work and somebody gets injured, you know, you can really spend a lot to take care of that person, something that you could have actually streamlined. So we also bring that knowledge, and we shall be able to discuss further on that, on how to enhance that for our entrepreneurs and startups from the word go, so that they get to know, including ourselves, where we come from. Sometimes we employ people and we are not keen on those nitty-gritties of employment and labor laws. So it's very important to know that, especially now that Joy is also keen on wage and self-employment. So that's what we shall bring in. And also, other than that, it's good that I've met other stakeholders. With CoELIB, we have gone further to other discussions and other areas of collaboration other than only Joy project. We shall go into other areas, for example, linkage with the Dairy, Africa Dairy Academy. We have cooperative societies that deal with dairy cooperative societies. So we shall be able to create a linkage and give them business to go and train on proper dairy management. So you see, that's something good that we have taken up out of this forum. Other than that, I'm sure there's more we can link up with and be able to work together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, Phoebe and Robert, you have the first reaction. Anything that you want, if you want to ask something?
The bank is a bit silent on the value chain of aquaculture. We would like to know what we really need to know for you to come in that space in terms of capital or whatever assistance the bank can offer.
I'll take the second one.
For me, good afternoon, everybody. So for me, what stood out with them is that they go a step further in matching their clients, in that they are not in there just for the financial service aspect, but like the example she gave, if there's somebody who has engineering needs, you can directly connect. I think that is good even for the growth of these businesses. Okay, a question like maybe as a top-up is maybe the financial products, because agriculture, again, it has different needs and it needs tailor-made products for it to create a good relationship between the financial service providers and the businesses. So are there products that maybe are in line with agriculture?
Thank you for the questions. The bank has a department that is solely dealing with agriculture-related activities and the entire value chain. Unfortunately, they were not able to be here. I think we didn't get to place them clearly, but the group in Kakamega will meet one of our relationship managers dedicated to the agriculture sector. So the aqua line of agriculture business, I won't be able to give an adequate answer on that, but I think next time we meet, I'll be able to give concrete. But as many banks, including Cooperative Bank, they could shy away from some areas where they're not really in it. But with this program coming on board, we have had other projects that the bank has made clear MOUs specific because of our project. You see, now when it comes in and there's need for a product for aquaponics, then you come to the table and we discuss and a product is crafted based on that. But because it's not a lot, they can't just create a product and cell for that particular reason. So with this Joy coming on board, I think in our next technical meeting, we shall bring now our team from the agri department, and now we have that discussion on specific products suitable to that line. Because like in dairy, there are clear products for them. You're given funds, there are clear criteria that they look at and how the product is. So it's thank you for the feedback. I'll escalate it, then we have it as a discussion. In the next, have I also answered you? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for Rehema before she sits down? Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Rehema, for that presentation on the matching points. However, my point is sometimes when you have youth, particularly regarding the project here, Joy, sometimes they have a lot of issues regarding access to loans. Yeah? And the fear that most of them have is that sometimes the interest rate is very expensive for them. It's very difficult for them to be able to afford. So I don't know whether cooperative is in a position whereby we can have a negotiation so that some of these youth who have a viable ideas can be given loan, but at least at a negotiated rate. Because I'm saying this because I'm involved in another project, the Enable Youth, and I've seen that you can discuss with the bank and they give you a special rate, particularly for them, just to make it more interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Elisha, for that question. And as I had mentioned earlier, of course, youth are a very unique group. That's the risk. A bank going into it, they see it as a very big risk. So normally the approach they have been using, I've seen that it's in group form. You know, micro-lending, when they're in a group, they're in a business, then it's lent to a group, then they lend to each other, but still coming through a project. So Joy comes in, we go to the table and we say our main beneficiaries are youth in agriculture, or just youth in business. And most of them, they're startups, they're just picking. So we go into an agreement and we look at modalities so that everyone is covered in terms of the risk elements, and we ensure that the youth get the loans. The part for the interest, that will be determined now based on project to project. It's not, the bank doesn't, interest sometimes are regulated by CBK, so it's a bit strict. But now, depending with the project, there is always room for discussion on that. Okay? Thank you.
Sorry, just to add on what Dr. Gogo said, and maybe for you to come out, specifically on that. I think that the term normally that is used is, are you able to offer tailor-made products and services for that segment? Yeah. Yeah? And is that something that you'd be willing to explore? Yeah? That is tailor-made, something that is made to fit the needs of the youth. Interest rates is one. But what about, some discussions around offering tailor-made products and services around their initiatives and their enterprises? It was not a question, just a idea.
Thank you for that. But to assure you, it's something doable.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rehema. Another applause. So the afternoon is a bit lighter. Okay, thank you so much. We want to hear now from an enterprise. Suka, you want to come? So, for Suka Morin and Lena, You will be the first ones to give your feedback, and then the rest will add. Yeah? Thank you, girls. And Sam, will you keep time? Thanks. Karibu.
So good afternoon. My name is Cyrus Wambogo Kiakayo. As I said, on Thursday, I work with Suka Farmers Cooperative Society. It's a dairy society that has a membership of 1,460 farmers, but currently the ones who are active are 1,000. Let me first say that I've enjoyed being in your midst. I've learned a lot, I've gained a lot, and as a representative of the society, I look forward to working with the Joy Project. In this project, I foresee that we will be able to offer internship and attachment opportunities to all the youth, especially those who are in dairy sector, dairy training, and also in business development. And especially when it comes to business development and product development, the society is still at the foundational stages, and we want to upgrade our product. We normally have 3 products currently. We have the fresh pasteurized milk, we have yogurt, and custard milk, that is Mara. But it is our desire that we upgrade our product to 4. That means we have cheese. And with the introduction of this product in our value chain, we need more human resource personnel to work on this. So if the Joy project can bring on board those skilled personnel for internship, then we'll be able, when we start that cheese line, I want to believe that these are the people who will be absorbed in the society, and they'll have permanent jobs in our society. So we are looking forward to this project to run, and we also assist in one or the other to make sure that the project becomes successful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah? Question? Yes, you're really allowed. So Wilson, and then Lena and Maureen.
One question for Suka Cooperative. So what is the place for maybe, for lack of a better word, the unskilled youth, or maybe youth out of school? Those that have not gone through, maybe those who left in Form 4. So how can we work with you to make sure that they also benefit from Suka?
Thank you. I think Madam Lema had said that they have consultancy services. And also, if at all these youth groups are brought on board, they be trained on how to do business. Suka sells its product through retail sector. And therefore, I want to believe if those who left in Form 4, they didn't go further with their studies, if they are equipped to start their own businesses, then Suka can use them to do business, where they will be able to, the Suka will sell its product to them, and then they'll have self-employment.
Yeah, thank you. So when I come, if I want an exclusive dealership for them, we will sign.
Yes, I believe we will sign.
Good.
We will sign.
Okay.
So long as we know, as we want our products to move out.
Okay.
And as long as you are willing and you will have the ability, we are open for that opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait. Stay here with us. Maureen, Lena, do you want to give your feedback to Cyrus? Or a question? You have the mic Lona, can you help me? The mic is on the table. Thank you.
Okay, I think it's okay now. Thank you. I'm just curious to know maybe how sometimes youths are very dynamic. Maybe they come and want a flexible working environment. Maybe they have an interview somewhere, and maybe you have that working schedule, maybe from 8 to 5. They have something maybe that is also part of their career, maybe a workshop like this one. How maybe do you plan to accommodate that? Maybe when they are coming there to work on internship basis full time, then they have other commitments because they are also maybe progressing in their careers. How will you accommodate that, maybe?
Thank you, Rena, for that question. Our HR policies are very flexible. We only require that whomever is working with us should give at least 1 week notice of the intended leave from work, so that we can be able to plan ourselves earlier. So and again, something I forgot. Rena's the Inuka group does feed formulation. Yesterday, when we were discussing with them, I was telling them, Suka also deals with agrovet product, and we normally buy dairy meals from the other established manufacturers of dairy meal. And I was asking if we can be able, we as Suka, bring our materials to the mini factory. We do co-processing, or what is it called? The co-formulation, and we pay them some margins. With that we are enabling them, we are building them as we build our own business. And I think with that network and integration, we'll be able to create more jobs for our youths. Thank you.
Great. Please.
I still have, this one is just for Cyrus to elaborate, because when we were having our discussion together, I can see there's one or two things maybe you've missed. Maybe it's because of the 6 minutes, which are not enough for you to have elaborated. But Wilson has put it to you in terms of how the hub can interact with Suka farmers. Or is it a cooperative society?
It's a cooperative society.
Okay, Suka cooperative society, yeah?
Yes.
Now that interaction, that's one angle that's clear. But I remember when we were speaking together, you also brought out another angle, which I want you to bring out, just so that we all hear how or what services will you also be seeking as Suka farmers from the hub?
Thank you, Mr. Eric. Suka, with the engagements that we will have with CoELIB, we expect that the hub will assist us in retraining our human resource, especially on product development. We had some issues like 2 months ago on our products, and we thought it's all about trainings of our human resources. So those who are in that department, we would like them to be retrained, they be skilled on how to do those products, and even the new products, and also on market development. That's another area which we would like that the hub assist us in developing our human resources. Yes. It's a done deal. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now it's time for Stephen and Ruth. Do you guys want to come and share? Okay, so Rehema, and Sam, will you give them the first feedback, and then we'll open the floor. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Valentina. Thank you for the opportunity once again. And of course, it's 6 minutes. I may have a lot to share, but I'll try to be very precise. I think what I may like to say is that I appreciate the discussion I've had with partners here. Everybody who has participated. I think I've talked to everybody, and we've discussed the various synergy points or areas that we can actually work on and plan as the project is beginning. So for key areas of partnering that I've identified or discussed and agreed with most of you, there is the training of youths to be outreach breeders, where we are going to make, they call it breeding centers, yeah? Centers of excellence. And then we have dairy goats, meat goats. We talked about apiary. Then transfer technology being tested and being practiced. Then we have apprenticeship for young men and women. Then we have training for young entrepreneurs, incubation, where we looked at smart production system. Now, what we looked at project support. What are we going to provide as a project? Yeah, we'll provide improved breeds, sheep, dairy goats, meat goats. Of course, we'll work with the various breeding institutions and centers which have been identified in the project. Then we'll have, of course, a provision of grants to youths, innovative startups and group enterprises along the value chains. We have feed mills and production of, for example, feed mills, we have products of value addition. In all these activities that we are going to do in the value chains, they are products. So we'll give opportunities to young entrepreneurs, of course, to various things to actually come up with startup projects along those value chains. Then we'll have training, we'll support on training of youths as paravets. This is very key for the project as independent service providers. Yeah, and of course, as apart from being independent service providers in the wards, we'll also, as a project, we have an internship program, so we'll engage them. Then apart from that, they will also provide opportunity for them to be employed by county governments. As we'll be working with county governments, we'll have an MOU on how they can actually address some of these skill gaps at that ward level, because that came out very clearly when we were doing sensitization that they lack, like now, paravets, animal health assistants, and also extension. So that will be an opportunity for them to be employed by the county governments, and actually we will pursue that together with also other private sectors, actors who will be in those respective wards. Now, in terms of action plan, basically in a nutshell, that's what we'll do. In terms of action plan, I think we have agreed with Wilson and others that we'll have a meeting, a follow-up meeting, and our target is actually the first week of June 2022, so that we're able to come up with a clear way of how we are going to draw up this partnership. Yeah, we've discussed a lot. There are various activities that we are going to undertake, but it needs to be in an agreement, an MOU. That is very critical. So basically, and that can be replicated also with other institutions that are here or organizations. We can have the same arrangement. We can have discussions around how are we going to partner, what is it we are going to do as a project, what is it as CoELIB, what is it as the individual institution we represent here will do. So basically, we'll be able to agree on the implementation modalities of all these activities that I've mentioned about, and each partner in this agreement will identify the specific activities and the targets, yeah, for their respective support and then we agree on how we are going to move forward. So it will be a process, and I'd like to assure you the support of the project team, because I just talked to the coordinator, and he said, I shared with him what actually we have been discussing here, and the commitments with the project will make. And he's in total agreement, so it's just a matter of formalizing the process and clearly identifying those key activities which the project can support and work with the partners here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen and Ruth. Rehema, do you have a mic? I know we need a mic because if they're all in the... Thank you. And Sam.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I think it was very extensive. I just wanted to know your coverage area. How many counties, regions, so that in case we also have linkage with other partners in the value chain, we can also see where to plug in.
Okay.
And maybe a contact person, will it be you or other representatives in those areas? Thank you.
Okay, I can answer that. Maybe pick the next one. Okay, the project is covering 10 counties. Nakuru County is the project headquarter. We have Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet. There is Samburu, Maralal. Yeah, these are ASAL counties. Then on the western region, we have Trans Nzoia. There is Kakamega. There is Bungoma, Busia, and Siaya. I think I mentioned Trans Nzoia, yeah, there are 10. Okay. Now, in these respective counties, we are covering specific wards. We are not like implementing activities. The way the project has been designed is that you don't have to spread thinly. We want a place where you go in a particular ward or few wards in a county, but you have some great impact on all these targeted beneficiaries. Yeah. So in each ward we've identified four wards, and they were not just random picking of wards. They were actually, there's a process, criteria of selecting these wards based on some parameters on the potential for these project value chains. Yeah. And that is what actually concluded during sensitization, and this has been done. So basically, maybe I'll share in detail in each particular county which are the targeted wards, and also depending on the kind of synergy we'll have, we'll be determining what exactly we do in which ward or what we need to be done in a particular ward. Okay. Thank you. Yes?
I also have a question, and what are you doing as a project to make sure the impact of and the objectives of your project are met?
Okay. Okay, we have, okay, that's a bit broad, I'll attempt. But my understanding is that as a project, of course, there's a design document on how we are going to engage the beneficiaries. What we've done now is to identify those awards within these counties, but we are going, for us to have good, or rather to realize impact, these beneficiaries which the project is targeting, 110 households, translate to around 500,000 individuals. Yeah? There is a process, yeah, which has worked in other projects in terms of identification of these beneficiaries and how to mainstream them in those respective project interventions. Yeah? So, like, of critical importance for the project is the identification of beneficiaries. Yeah? We'll have a holistic approach whereby the counties must be involved up to the ward level. The technical teams will participate with a consultant and take them through the process of identifying these beneficiaries. Yeah? And after which we'll be able to identify the various groups. We have targeted percentages for each group, the male, female, youth, and and also vulnerable groups. Yeah? So using that criteria, we're able to identify people who actually are willing also to accept support. And they show that they can actually implement project activities for their own good, of course. Yeah? They'll be taken through a visioning system called GALT system. It's just a methodology of actually assisting communities move from point A to point B, yeah, in a holistic approach. Okay? So then apart from that, there are those particular activities. There are clear guidelines on how to implement all those activities. There are several, there are various approaches which will be done. So it is anticipated that with all this proper planning and identification of these beneficiaries and continuous support, because there's continuous support by the various actors and stakeholders in the project, that we're able to realize impact. And specifically on those youth projects, you see there are very specific activities too that will be benefiting the youth. It's not a matter of just saying, yes, we've identified the youths, we are going to train them and train them on this, on this. No, we train them, then we identify what is it you need. Yeah? And then that one is also comes as a package. Because we have grants, we have training of the youth on those, let's say, entrepreneurial skills. Now, after that, after identifying what is it exactly you want to do, then there's the grant provision. So that way, we are making sure that we are providing you with the capacity, the resource, yeah, and tools for you to start. And we are there throughout with you, trying to make sure ensuring that you reach to the next level. And possibly, and actually, hopefully, you should be able to be replicated to others within the area where you're coming from. I don't know whether I've attempted. Okay, thank you.
Again, Stephen, before you sleep, before you sit, again, let's have, you may have mentioned it, huh? There were trainings and so forth.
Yeah, there are trainings.
Again, what services can CoELIB offer? Wilson is here to either tell you it's a done deal or we need to discuss further.
Yeah, okay. We had a lengthy discussion with Wilson. And in terms of the technical capacity, in terms of the breeding, we discussed a lot. And he said he's going to actually support in that, in as much as, of course, as a project, we have staff who actually have been trained in this value chain. We'll engage a lot in terms of retraining this staff on emerging trends in, let's say, in breeding. We talked about apiary, talked about, you called it what, queen? Queen rearing. You see, that is something I've just heard of today, actually. Yeah. So that's an opportunity. We'll need to train our staff and the young youth to actually do that breeding at their level and be able to actually replicate it in those particular wards that we'll be working in. So that area of technical expertise is very key, and that's what I think we'll agree. So that's why I was saying the project will like support now on the other hardware staff provision. Thank you. Yes, Wilson?
Wilson again?
And the ladies around here, so they can come here, train from here, and also the youth that will be working with. So it works both ways.
Yeah, just to maybe to emphasize on that is that we, in the design document, in terms of activities under the sub-components, there are various trainings, yeah, of the project beneficiaries. And it will be good, some of them are trained here, especially those who are going to train other beneficiaries. So in the value chains that I've just discussed, we'll identify the key areas for training which can be done here, and we'll be able to arrange. So basically all this will be able to fine-tune in our MOU and look at specifically what will be the trainings to be done.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen. Some more questions or comments? I think it's great that we are going into details and be specific. We know that this is, but it's actually helping us to understand what we're looking for, what you're looking for, what they can provide, and try to match as we've been talking and discussing since day one. No? So just go into details, guys, that you're presenting. Try to describe really in details, if possible, what is the profiles that you're looking for or that you can offer, that your enterprise can offer. So the profiles of the youth and what kind of training you're looking for. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Kalkop.
Thank you.
Yes. The battery is off. Okay. So, Phoebe, do you want to come next? And Ruth and Forrester, do you want to give Phoebe the first feedback or questions? Yeah? Great.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's again Phoebe Muna of Akshewave Enterprises, an enterprise located 4 kilometers from Naivasha town on Moi South Lake Road. Off road, 200 meters from Moi South Lake Road. The enterprise is engaged in aquaculture activities, rearing of fish and anything that goes with the fish, and also feed production. Just a brief of my enterprise. It started in 2012 with a grant from the national government of 1 liner and a pond, and was accompanied by 1 season feed. From there, then I took up from there. In 2013, I had another grant from national government of a pelletizer and a mixer, which I must say, the activities has been halted by theft of the motors as we talk. I must say I'm happy to be here. I feel I'm at the right place. The facility or the enterprise has opportunities as we talk of at least two youth employees, either trained or untrained. I operate an hatchery and they grow out. There is on-job training, which entails the good aquaculture practices, and this also includes the feed production. What more? Ninasahau. Simu nikumbushe. Simu naona hii grupu yote, miaka yangu yote. Okay. So, hata nikistaga kwa maongeo, even if I stagger in this, mbora you get what I want to say. Now, having the motors stolen, both for the mixture, the pelletizer motor was that horsepower. For the mixer was 5. So I'm grounded. I need to employ youth to do to continue with the feed production. I can't do it. So I'm sure I have a stakeholder here in the name of, I don't know, who maybe can chip in to make sure I get back, I can have back and continue. I employ the youth and we continue the feed production. Yeah? I have a hatchery, which needs a qualified personnel for production of whatever, all the activities in the hatchery. Nini ingine, munikumbushe. I also use, I have a borehole, which I use in the farm, using electricity. I'm intending, after he talked about the green energy and green jobs and whatever, I thought, why not shift to solar system kind of power? So there is an opportunity there for the youth, for somebody who is conversant with the solar systems, for me to work with. There are also opportunities for trainings. I have enough facilities, at least not enough, but I have facilities for the trainings, accommodation. Just reasonable. So there is that provision or opportunity of trainings in my place also. Na nimemaliza. Somebody was reacting.
Forrester and Ruth.
Good afternoon. So first, may I congratulate you for having taken your time to talk to us. Secondly, you have told us what you normally offer. Admittedly, that is training, but you haven't told us something that maybe the project can come in and assist in one way or the other. Is there anything from your side that you strongly feel that this particular project can come in, or the collaborators? Huh? Was there anything that they can chip in and assist in one way or the other? In other words, are there some gaps maybe that you may feel can be filled by other stakeholders?
That is why I talked about the missing motors. They need a lot of huge of money. So the other systems are there laying for me to get funds to just replace those ones. I replace that one, then I engage somebody to operate. So there is that one opportunity, that gap, which has been created by that the missing. Okay? There is that gap of skilled workers. I need skilled workers in that field. Skilled workers in which terms? In the hatchery. I need at least somebody who is conversant with the hatchery management. Which other field? Now, I talked about the motors. There is that also need to get somebody. Before I engage I engage the motor, the solar power, the solar whatever. I need somebody, a youth, either trained, who is ready to be trained to operate the same, for me to transit into the green job ya kutumia hiyo. Nimekujibu. Okay. There also the on-job trainings now. Those ones I can undertake on the actual process of rearing the bees. That one I can do it myself. With experience, I've been trained by other organizations on specifically good aquaculture practices and food safety. That one I can handle. There is that provision. There is that opportunity. I can fill that gap when that need be.
Just to ask, be my partner. You're also in aquaculture.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, my question would be, do you even see some synergy there in terms of, number one, you can send some of your people there for training with the support of the program, huh? Or, and you know, Madam Muna can say, okay, fine, out of this 4, huh? These are the best, I think I'll take 3. Huh? Let me retain them here. Although you might want them back. Huh? Isn't it? Yeah? Yeah? That's what I suspect, that if they go, but you tell them go, but you have to come back, because then we're also going to miss you here. Yeah? But anyway, my point is that there are some synergies, there are already some areas of collaboration. Again, I know there was somebody else who was going to react. Maybe, Madam, how do you see yourself fitting with what CoELIB is doing here, as well as, so that you can also strike something with Wilson? But he wants to say something anyway. Yes, Wilson.
I know we did not have a meeting one-on-one, but we did a study on aquaculture, a way back, so we have a lot of knowledge.
Well, can you just,
We did a study back last year but one, on aquaculture, and also on alternative technology that you can use within your area. So I think that is also some area that we can see. In terms of the hatchery needs, this, I'm taking it up. I'm sure I'm going to talk with someone I know to see whether we can provide that personnel. And we hope that will be a young person. I think that are numbers for Joy already that we are seeing. The personnel and all that. The green energy, that maybe that is, it might not happen as fast as we want, because then there is some investment that we need to work on. And also, since we are not, we have our ponds. There are some ponds there, and there is a pond there at the agriculture park. So we used to do the hatcheries and all that, the facilities are there. But we know Naivasha is far. So we can also collaborate, using your facilities as training areas, because sometimes then it is difficult to bring people this side. So we can congregate them in your farm, and they do on-farm training from your farm. I think these are some of the areas that we see, and also maybe exchange programs, because you are very well linked with the Dutch government. Also through Joy and see those exchange programs where you also go and see somewhere else. And I also have a lady who's doing sustainable agriculture. So how can we use BSF for feed within that? And also training on how you can train people on BSF production and alternative feed for fish.
Thank you so much. I think I have been to the agriculture park, your agriculture park, some time ago, and I got that design. That design, I got my hatchery design, in fact, from the agriculture park. At the moment, I'm waiting for a training which most likely will happen around in here in June, funded by Agriculture Sector and Development Project. But they are waiting for the construction of the facility, which they expect to be complete by the end of this month, for the trainings to start, which should take place in June, before the end of the government financial year. So I'm happy. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have a question. How do you encourage participation of youth in fisheries and production?
Participation of?
Participation of youth in fisheries and production.
I have been offering internship, attachments, and anybody who feels like he wants to be conversant with whatever happens in aquaculture, that one can be either free of charge or depending on our agreement.
Thank you.
Sante Phoebe. Okay, I really enjoyed this going into understanding really what's happening in your enterprises. Robert, do you want to go next, since we are in this? Yeah? Ready? Okay, and we have Naomi, and Amos to give their feedback to Robert. Tell us how you generate employment, how is your team organized, and as Phoebe was saying, what are the workers learning from your enterprise, and what are you looking for in what kind of training or actually profiles you're looking for to come and work for you. So let's try to be going into details. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Valentina. As I said earlier, at Be My Partner, we are involved in circular economies, where we integrate different value chains and take advantage of the synergies that come along. So, from this Joy project, we are really looking forward to have youth being apprenticed on these green jobs. Actually, and again, I want to thank this forum, because from Bonasams Barbosa's presentation here, it actually made me now redefine, and actually now I was comfortable in a niche, and now I'm comfortable to say that we are into green jobs, and we are more conscious of that. So we want to integrate more youth into this. This is through apprenticeships, trainings, and as well as, it's an emerging niche, and we will be very welcoming to youth to train them in what we are doing. And also, we want to exchange knowledge with the stakeholders involved. Like, we had a very productive discussion with Phoebe. She's very well conversant with pond management. We've specialized in hatchery management. I think that's a very big area of collaboration. Mr. Wilson also talked about having a specialist in hatchery. So with that forum coming together, we'll share knowledge, what is working with you, what are the challenges, and we'll also be able to create a synergy. So I believe the Joy project is a good platform to create those jobs and support new businesses. So again, what we expect from Joy is that, one, the model that we have adopted, the circular economies model, is kind of a new innovation. It's kind of a completely new idea. So we would wish the project, maybe through CoELIB, because it's the hub that will be left with here, to look more and understand the model better, because having those value chains come together, it creates so many points of job creation and supporting other youth-led businesses. So, because it's a new skill set also we are developing, we will be keen to share that data with the CoELIB hub in terms of curriculum development. Because again, the knowledge we've developed down there is mainly as a result of the challenges that we have been facing, and most smallholder farmers have been facing as they endeavor to do agricultural production. So I believe there we'll also have a lot of synergies working there. So again, the linkages to stakeholders, one is the pool of knowledge that is around here. So for example, today I've met Phoebe, I've understood her business, we've established areas of collaboration. I've also have an in-depth talk with Mr. Barbosa. He's more into those green energies, and he knows stakeholders who are supporting this business. So I think he'll also be a key partner going forward, because we need to mobilize resources from far and wide so that we can expand our facilities and create those spaces for job creation. Again, using those linkages and trying to grow, we've realized that we need CoELIB to come in terms of business development, because there are a lot of dynamics when it comes to business growth. And if you are not careful, you can go under very fast or expand too fast, and maybe you bite more than you can chew. So we are looking forward to working closely with the CoELIB in that aspect. And I believe because those trainings, having those trainings, we can also develop ourselves into TOTs and have more youth attached there in terms of entrepreneurial skills, now the business skills, and also even most importantly, sharing how we've grown. And for us, this is a good opportunity again, because for me especially, I am a youth leader down there, so already I have a gap. I have a target group already. So it's just a matter of acting as a bridge and making those jobs a reality. So what we'll offer to CoELIB, as I said earlier, whatever knowledge we generate, we will share. And we'll also offer job opportunities for the youth, as we understand that's one of the major project objectives that we are here for. And again, we'll offer those internships and placement opportunities for other youths to learn what we are doing. So thank you very much.
So, Naomi. Okay. Thank you.
So, okay, thank you so much, Robert, for sharing with us what you do as a cooperative or as a company. And I think he has been very elaborate on their expectations, on what they can offer to the CoELIB. I've had an opportunity to interact with Robert, and okay. Okay, I was saying that Robert has been very elaborate on his presentation, and he has touched on like the expectations that he expect from the Joy project, and also he has explained what they can offer to the CoELIB and towards the realization of the Joy project objectives. I've had an opportunity to interact with Robert, and it was quite interesting. I was asking him how they managed to sail through as a youth group. You know, youth is a dynamic group of people, and I think they have got some strength in terms of how they hold together the group. It requires some skills in terms of creating that strong interrelationships, and I'm happy to note that it's like there is a group they are targeting to really mentor. So that is a plus for them. And I hope for Joy project, they can come in even in providing those soft skills, the interpersonal relationships, they can mentor other youth. So thank you. It's not like a question, but a comment and a feedback to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. Amos, I will bring it to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Robert. From your presentation, you've said that you now understand that you now under the green jobs. Now that you have that an idea, that means also your products are somehow organic. They are not just the normal products. So how do you plan now to maybe get a premium from your products and the marketing and the linkages from the institutions around. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Amos. So, one, we are trying to leverage on market linkages, especially like we had a conversation with the cooperative. They have like Coop Soko, where now we can set up a niche, an organic niche from there. Joy Project also gave an opportunity to talk to Agrico. They're also very interested in growing organic potatoes, seed production. So that is an area we are also exploring. So I believe this forum has created that platform for us to move in that way. But again, we've been anchored on organic agriculture and agroecology principles. So be assured that most of our all our products are organic. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Are we? How do you say? Anyway, how is it? How is it in Swahili? How is it in Swahili? Makofi. Makofi for Robert. Thank you. Asante. Okay, so Bulge Youth Group, Bunge. Gosh, 3 days and I haven't learned. Thank you, Maureen. You're alone presenting? Okay, and Elisha and Lona, no. Elisha and Cyrus, will you give Maureen your feedback? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nimekuja. And good afternoon, everyone. I am Maureen Birir from Nakuru County Youth Bunge, and I'll be sharing some of the things that they had shared on the matching point form. And the first one was, what do you expect from your participation in JOY, and what are the JOY services of your interest? So we consulted with our president, Ngofungok, and these are some of the things that we thought that we can have an interest with JOY. And the first one was training of our members and youth groups on skills to engage on agricultural business. I think that is something we can get from the hub. Another thing was to mentor youth agribusiness startups and support with financial links as well as exchange programs. The third one was to support the organization in youth groups coordination through networking / peer-to-peer linkages, because Youth Bunge has a lot of youth organizations. We feel like if we work and coordinate with the hub, we can help in networking and peer-to-peer linkages with also the youth who have also passed through the hub. And also is to link young entrepreneurs to green enterprises, which can also be a very good thing to partner with the hub so that they can link our young people to the green enterprises. So the second one was on what incentives will your enterprise need to participate in JOY. And the incentives, one of them was sponsoring apprenticeship skills development. And the second one was linkage and supporting exhibitions for skills and marketing of innovations and products development. Exhibition platforms will be key in practical learnings. We learned through our programs that sometimes when young people come and they love to see other young people succeeding. So if we have small exhibitions for young people who have already succeeded in business and agri-business, it can really be a boost for the ones who are planning to join the program, and be taught on entrepreneurship skills and agri-business. Another thing is, what are the linkages to stakeholders you're looking for? The linkages that we're looking for is product market linkages, because we have a lot of young people who have products but they don't know where to get the market. Another thing is to develop innovative with friendly loan facilities with financial services, or with companies, developers, producers of requisite agricultural inputs, because our young people don't know where to get those innovative with friendly services and finances for their projects. Another thing is to link youths to farm companies and enterprises where they can get practical experiences like internships that will help in managing successful agribusiness ventures. Yeah, that was what we saw, the linkage we can have as with the stakeholders. And then the last one was, what can we offer Joy and the hub in terms of employment opportunities, internships, etc. So we saw what we can offer Joy is to identify and contact local companies, farms that can support the project. Those are some of the partners that we've been working with, who we see fit they can come and partner with us in this project. Another thing is we can identify grassroots youth groups that can be onboarded to the project and access the hub facilities. Some of the young people who have been working with, we can identify them and bring them and tell them about the hub so that they can come and join. And then we can support in development of relevant curriculum that will address youth employment needs. Having worked with, as an organization with a lot of youth programs on entrepreneurship, we can come on board and help where needed in curriculum development of the program. And also we can also support in the BDS trainings when needed. Since we have a lot of facilitators in our organization, if support is needed, we can always come and support. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Sorry, let me steal your. Let's hear.
Okay, thank you very much, Maureen, for that elaborate presentation on your matching points. And what really impressed me most is the issue that you are the youth group, yeah? It's called Bunge Youth Group. Community-based organization, yeah. I'm happy about it because you are trying to create a bridge between the youth and other stakeholders, which to me is very, very important. And I see that you are really going to be very, very important in the Joy project because especially given that Joy is all about youth, then you can take the center stage really to try to show youth the direction to take. And I'm also happy because you mentioned about the green enterprises, which is very, very important, which is the key thing now. And I think these are some of the areas that we will be very much interested in. And I think that will help us a lot in this project. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Maureen, for that good presentation. But I would like to ask, you said that you are CBO, a community-based organization, and one of the things that you said as incentive was apprenticeship. Yeah. How do you intend to undertake it, or do you yourself have activities, entrepreneurial activities that the youth would be engaged into where they are getting these on-job trainings?
That one was like, it was in the question on what incentives would your enterprise need to participate in Joy. We were like, it's an incentive that, it's something that we need to Joy to help us with so that we can make it work with the sponsoring of apprenticeship skills development. We're not the ones who are sponsoring, but we will love to partner with them and see how we can sponsor apprenticeship skills development with partners. Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Maureen. I'm curious to hear you talk about your other enterprise, which for me is very critical to this project in as far as identifying green enterprises and opportunities for training and apprenticeships is concerned. So I don't know why you chose not to talk about it, but I would be happy to hear you talk about it. Okay. Thank you.
Like you do, if there are other questions apart from that, I'll do that one. Robert.
Okay, I've been really hearing about Youth Bunge for some time now. And I don't know why I've missed the opportunity to talk to you guys. You've been so slippery anyway. So let me take this opportunity to ask how maybe like for us, we have cooperative down there, youth cooperative, which covers like the whole ward. How do we, is there any registration fees or something? How do we get to interact with you? Because we believe there are so many things we can tap from Nakuru Youth Bunge.
I feel like since you're running a cooperative for young people, it's very key that we partner together and we come together and see where we can synergize on the products that we have. And for now, I don't think we don't have any registration fee for you to be a member. You just have to qualify as a young person between the age of 18 to 35 and be involved in youth activities within your ward. So I feel like we'll exchange contacts and see how we can work together from now on. Aye. Okay, so
any other?
Okay. Someone's Thank you so much for the questions. And if they allow me, maybe I can speak about my other project for like 5 minutes. Yeah. Personally, apart from being Youth Bunge, I'm a social entrepreneur in the renewable energy sector. I run a company that recycles waste to fuel called briquettes. We recycle mostly carbonized waste like papers and charcoal dust, and we mix it to form charcoal, which is a form of recycling. And we've been able to employ like 7 permanent young people in our organization. And in the value chains, we've created employment for over 30 people who have gotten employment from us in the value chains. Briquettes are a form of charcoal that is eco-friendly, and at the end of the day, it is recycled. So at the end of the day, it's green in the form that we are not cutting trees to produce fuel, and at the same time, it's smokeless. So at the end of the day, we're also not producing carbon in the atmosphere, which causes a lot of people to fall sick. So at the end of the day, I can say the project was started in 2014, and we've been running it up to date. It's based in Gilgil, and basically, since this was not it was something that I had not prepared for. It's called Walgates Ecofuel. We have a website, we have an Instagram page, we have a Facebook page, and we also have we can just find a lot of our work on, once you just Google Walgates Ecofuel, you'll see a lot of work that we've done before. But thank you so much for giving me this platform. Yes?
Yes, I want to help you talk about it in a more relevant way to this. So basically, I talked to Maureen, and we are talking of green jobs. Green jobs do not only occur in agriculture sector, and your initiative, your renewable energy initiative, in my view, is very relevant for this program. And I think it is an opportunity for Joy to explore ways in which your enterprise could help in training some youth who might be interested in that value chain. And I think you can hold discussions with the team and see what can work. So I don't think it is irrelevant in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Sam.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so basically that's it. Maybe later, so maybe in some other platform, we can talk more about the project. Sure. Thank you.
We will follow up on you. Okay, thank you. We tracked you down. Thank you so much. Amos, do you want to come and share with us from the Nakuru government of Nakuru, county government of Nakuru? Karibu.
Okay, thank you very much. As you've heard, my name is Amos Koech.
Sorry.
From
1 second. Sorry, Amos. Lona and Sam, can you help me? Because Stephen is not here. I don't have any people. Can you give some feedback to Amos after his presentation? Just a question or a feedback. And Lona, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So from the Directorate of Youth Affairs, we do some activities that we think are good for the youth. And as a county government, it's just to enable enterprises to thrive. We should give enterprises a good environment. So we are in a process of developing a policy, Nakuru Youth Policy. And from the policy, there are some legislations which will come from the policy. And therefore, from this forum, I think you can be of a good help to our policy, so that as we develop our policy, it should be in line with the youth and the future of in terms of green jobs, because it's not even captured in the policy. So as we improve, we should capture all this so that we can have a good environment for the youth. In terms of funding, as county government, it's not like the national government whereby they have the ways of funds and whatever. The county government tried, but due to resources, we are not able to have our own fund. But we did an MOU with KCB Bank, whereby the KCB Bank will lend to businesses, individuals, cooperative societies, in terms of working capital, to a tune of 1 million, and for cooperative societies to a tune of 3 million. And in terms of asset finance, it's up to 3 million for businesses and 5 million for cooperative societies. The issue of interest rates, which has been also raised, we tried to assist in that area, whereby we said since the interest rate is around 12-13%, we negotiated with KCB so that the county government can take 5% of the interest. The county will cater for that. Therefore, the remaining percentage will be catered for by the businesses and cooperatives. So from it, for businesses, the interest rate is 7.5%, and for cooperatives is 6.5%. So from this project, I think you are free to visit KCB and ask for Nakuru County Enterprise Fund, and you'll get all the details from there. So for the repayment period, it's up to 3 years if you borrow above 100,000. Also, in terms of collaboration and partnership, I think for the project to have a big impact in the county, I welcome a representative of the projects to our offices. We have a chat with our director. We see clearly what we can assist. Even if it's in terms of you want even to sign an MOU, we are open, so that you can benefit from the entire system, ecosystem of the county. We also have training centers. So from that engagement, if you need training centers, you can get them. We have digital centers, well-equipped, ICT digital centers, well-equipped. So you're also free to use. So those are the issues that we can partner with. And finally, we are starting something called Soko ya Vijana, whereby we will be closing maybe a street in the town. We allow youth to exhibit their products. So in future, if you have new innovations, we can collaborate so that we can exhibit and market, to help them market their products. Thank you very much.
Stay here. So, Sam and Lona, thank you.
Should I go first? Okay. Thank you, Amos. I think you did a great deal explaining some of the opportunities at the district or county level, sorry. I come from a country where we talk of districts, not counties. Anyway, from my particular interest in the area of the green economy or the green space, we talk of green finance, and I am aware of a funding or a fund that is it's a World Bank fund that targets climate related investments within communities. I think its name is the title of the project is Financing Locally Led Climate Action, in which now green enterprises fall. And I'm aware this fund is implemented through sub-counties. I would like to know if you are aware of this fund, and if you do, what are the modalities through which youth in your or at this forum can be able to access it, and I mean when they have green proposals that they would like funded. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the information. I may not have the full information concerning that fund, especially because as a youth department, we collaborate with the other departments, and majorly this was anchored under the Directorate of Environment. And therefore they did, for the implementation to occur, there were some legislations that were to go through, and I know, I think it has gone through. Therefore, the final details will follow. But I think it is something we can follow up and understand and sensitize our youth on those funds. Thank you.
Okay, my question is, how will you as the local government involve the youth in policy formulation?
Okay. For the policy, that's why I talked about it, because we are the stakeholders, and therefore it's a chance to know. And when we are going to have focus group discussions, I think I'll recommend some members from this side so that they can be part of the process. And I know you are very keen on that. And I know your organization is well catered because I have some information concerning that, so it is well catered. So for the other youth groups, we will be moving to the 11 sub-counties, so should be ready to be informed. Thank you.
Asante. Thank you, Amos. Okay, so we are almost. We have our last, Plotos and Inuka, you guys had a lot of time yesterday, so maybe you want to present together, focusing on, a bit of a different, more practical focus on, rather than what you did yesterday. Would you just, you want to come and just talk to us about what you want to put on your matching point, and how you are, how you discussed with the CoELIB about the way forward and the opportunities that we know many opportunities came out from the field visit. You want to share your experience with us? Yeah? Okay. So we have you guys, and then the hubs, Chamberere and Pwani University, yeah? And then I think we heard from everybody. So Sam, Lena, who comes first? I was proposing to do it together, but it's just, like just to spice it up. Just come. You can talk about Plothos and mirroring what you share. Lena can also just sit here. Okay.
So as Plothos Technology, we are alumni of CoELIB, and from here is where we are founded, in that office down there. And we are really pleased to be part of this, where now CoELIB trained us, also look at how we are going to train the youth even further. But now this time we will not be doing training maybe on entrepreneurship, but now on much practical things like welding, machining, CNC milling processes. These are things that the industry needs, the manufacturing industry needs. And I'm very sure whatever we train, maybe for a period of time, youths who come out from our factories already start their own enterprises, which is already evident because we have trained over 60 students so far. We are partnering with a vocational training college. So this is, of course, a very great opportunity for us. And also as a company, also looking at other partners here, like here banks with very good deals on low interest loan with a very big payment period. That is a plus for us. I'm very sure you're going to approach KCB very soon for the loan. That is the kind of what we are going to also get from this Joy project, which also means we're also going to get a lot of mentoring. We had ILO visiting us. That is already mentorship we get from the labor organization. We are looking at also, as much as we're also looking at financial mentorship, we're also looking at training. We also need to be trained. We also don't know everything. And we hope also Joy is also going to train us, train my team. And I am very sure my team, if my team will also be training youth, so they also need to be trained how to train. And it's a component we also look at how we are going to get from here.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm pleased to be standing before you and humbled. And I will also say that I'm a product of CoELIB under the Vijabiz program, and I will study. And now being asked to come to share my story is inspiring. It's telling me there's someone who is willing to listen and learn, and even get insights from our story. And I love a quote that says, I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do. So that is a quote by Helen Keller, and Inuka is willing to do that something that we can do. We want to offer attachment and training, and we are also going into circular economy because we want, after we've sold our inputs to farmers, we have initiated some conversation with AAK and Bayer. We'll have collection points for those containers and sachets so that they don't burn or bury them. That is what is currently the small baby that we have. that is safe disposal of containers of agrochemicals. And we also have our milling shop. We will offer training on milling flour and animal feeds. And yeah, we also have, with our working, we've had several collaborations with partners who have been coming on the ground and working with us. So we have that network that we are willing to bring on board. And also we have youths that we know are doing something really, really good and inspiring. We also have farmers who can also offer, because we cannot do everything, like the quote said, we have other lead farmers that we know from Njoro sub-county that can offer places for attachment for the youths. So thank you so much, and also looking forward to learning so much, even doing collaborations. We have farmers who do incubation, and sometimes electricity is not there, so mooring and briquettes, we can do that. We're already collaborating with Robert through his, the organic fertilizer. We are selling to farmers, and we are also establishing small gardens with primary school pupils at Kilimo and Egerton Primary. So all those are avenues that are places for collaboration, and we know with all of us here, we'll keep moving. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Any questions? More questions from Inuka or Inuka and Plotos? We know that we've interacted very lengthy during the field. So anybody? You are all very clear about what these guys are doing, and they're doing great. Thank you so much. Okay, we're almost ending, so I have to draw your attention to something that we shared on Google group and on the WhatsApp group. Can you please, all of you, sorry to draw you to your phones, but can you check? Because it's very important. We shared with you an evaluation form. You can do, it's really, really short, and you can do it from your phone or email. I will send it again so that you don't get confused with other news that we shared through these channels. So we would ask you, once this session is over, to go to this link, open it, and then send us your evaluation. It's anonymous, so feel free to tell us what you think about this 3 days event, how we can do better. Don't be shy, just it's very important for us to improve. So I shared with you again, I don't know if you can all see it. Lena, you don't have your number in this group, I'll add you. 3 minutes evaluation, it's a link. So again, once you have a moment, please go and fill it up for us. Yeah? Is it time now for our last presentations from our hubs? Elisha, I know, sorry, I confused you with this, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody received it, and once you have a moment, just go through it. Karibu, come and we'll hear now from our hubs what are your plans. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Valentina, for giving me this opportunity. Is it okay if I sit down? Okay. No? Okay. Okay, thank you. It's okay, no problem. I can try. If I get tired, I'll sit. Okay, thank you. Let me just give a brief overview of Pawan University, because I know some of you maybe have not been there. So Pawan University is a university within Kilifi, in Kilifi County, and it borders Mombasa and Malindi towns. Actually, it's equidistant between the two towns. So Pawan University started as an agricultural college But in 2007, it was promoted to a fully fledged university. Initially, it used to be called Kilifi Institute of Agriculture, but now because it's a university, it changed to Pawan University. So at Pawan University, just to narrow down to Joy, we have a school called School of Agriculture and Agribusiness. And in this school, we have two departments, Department of Animal Science and Department of Crop Science. So these are the main departments that are being involved in the Joy project. And some of the areas of interest regarding the Joy project to us that really gave us that kind of morale to work together is because we offer, as all universities do, of course, we offer training, and we also do research and outreach activities. And we realize that most of these things actually are some of the things that Joy is doing, particularly regarding training. And more so when they talked about the youth, which is really very, very important to us. We said now this is an area that we need to take advantage of and try to see how we can be able to impact something to the youth, particularly regarding agriculture. So at Pawan University, we do quite a number of things just within the training. And we do a lot of horticulture value chain training. We do a lot of dairy training. And we also do a lot of poultry training. Of course, we have quite a lot of things that we do, but these are some of the areas that we are really interested in. And one of the things that we also think that is very important to us regarding really the green jobs that Sam also is always preaching is that we have a project that is called Biogas, plant project, where we are trying to encourage farmers that as much as they are keeping a few animals here and there, they can try to take advantage of some of the wastes that these animals are producing, particularly the cow dung and any other waste, sorry, and try to put it into some kind of renewable or some kind of energy in a form of, for example, biogas, which then they can use for lighting and for cooking. And again, we say that some of these waste that come during the production of this gas, what you call bioslurry, we can also use it in the production. This is something that we are doing practically, and we're also calling people within the community to come and see so that they can buy idea, and we can link them to people who are able to construct these biogas plants so that they can be able also to take advantage of that. So there are quite a number of things that we are doing, and I don't want to waste a lot of time because I know that time is also running. But another thing that we also thought is very important to us, Joy is talking about some of the incentives that they can also bring to Pawan University, because you know this is a give and take. We must also ask what is our take in this. And what I want to say is that I'm very much happy because of what Joy is doing, because through some of the assessments that they did, particularly regarding some of the gaps that, for example, Pawan University have, they have said that if there are areas that we have gaps and we feel that this can be able to help in training of the youth. For example, if we need things to do with, for example, equipment. You know, when you want to talk about youth, you cannot talk about youth without mentioning ICT. Because even if you want to say agriculture, I can assure you, you cannot take this youth to the farm and give them a djembe and you expect them that they're going to collaborate or cooperate with you. It's not possible. So you have to look for ways which are going to encourage this youth, because remember these are .com, so that they're able to move together with you. And we thought that ICT is one of the key areas that we can really work together with, and this one Joy is willing to support. So with that, I think it's going to really help the youth to be able to move a notch higher, and I think that is very, very important to us. And another thing also that we think can help us together with Joy, or what we think we can offer to Joy or to this project, is that at Pawan University we have expertise, people who are trained that can be able to offer some of the key areas. For example, when you want to talk about various agricultural value chains, we have the expertise in that, and therefore when it comes to training, I think we'll be well placed and we can be able to move forward. Sorry, I think I'm a lecturer and sometimes I can talk too much. So with that, let me also give Shambarere an opportunity to say something. And I hope that when you come to Pwani, we'll try to interact more and discuss more so that we can really engage. And we also want to say that we are willing so much to collaborate with you guys and so that we can work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisha. Okay, so did you all find the link to the evaluation form? Did you all send us your beautiful matching point? Go look for him. No? Okay, perfect. So did you guys send us? I saw Kalkop, I saw Rehema, thank you. Maureen, Phoebe sent me. Sam, do you have it in hard copy? Okay, then give it to us. Cyrus, can you send us the... Okay, you guys are amazing. Now, what I... Just to keep you entertained, waiting for Forrester. In front of you there's something, don't look at it. After the Shambarere presentation, we will take this and go outside here and have a moment of sharing feedback, gratitude, and then something else that he's here. This is not yours though. You have to look at the name, it's there, and you have to describe the person that this is going to, okay? So you have to use, like, it's very tall, he's very short, he speaks a lot, so we can guess who it is. If it's a he or a she, if it's someone who speaks a lot or is very silent. Yeah? Get it? So just now you can even look at it, but just don't show anybody. Just, think of what to say. You can even use, gestures. And so after that, I said it all. Forrester is here. Karibu. This is the last presentation, and then we will go outside the sun and we will share our last comments and feedback for the whole group. Thank you. Thank you, Forrester.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening again. Umechoka? Yeah, you are tired. So I'm Forrester Odongo from Shambarere Technical Training Institute. This is a training institute that is located in Kakamega County, in Kakamega North Sub-County, next to West Kenya Sugar Company. The training institution has a capacity of approximately 3,000 students with various departments ranging from agriculture to engineering to ICT. Basically, the institute is a center of excellence in mechanical. That's why we are very partnered in mechanical. And the institution is an institution of choice. So all are welcomed to the institution on Sunday for the activity. Secondly, on that, As at Shamberere, we shall be able to offer the following services and opportunities for the Joy project. The first one that we are supposed will be offering is market-driven curriculum. Market-driven curriculum in that the existing curriculums, to be very sure, are not market-driven. So we will be able to tailor-made this particular curriculum to be market-driven so that we can achieve actually what we need on practical basis. The second item that you can be offering is mechanical workshop. The workshop is well equipped with machinery that we shall offer to join for any stakeholder, for any collaborator that is able to use that. The machines are there and they are more than enough. You have the CNC milling machine, which you can only require one, but we have got several of them. You have got lathe machine, they are there. So well-equipped workshop we can offer. Next is what we can offer is job trainings. You can offer job trainings. What we also offer is employment opportunities. We can offer employment opportunities. We can offer internships. And we also offer training of, we can also do training of trainers. That can also be done. Now back to what we expect Joy to offer to us. So one is financial support, in bracket cost sharing. You know, cost sharing is the way to go, whereby you produce 50, I produce 50, you produce 60, I produce 40, and then we move on like that. So we expect the Joy to support us financially in pertinent areas that shall be discussed. Next is placement linkages to skilled youth. We also expect that. Another area is collaboration and networking with other hubs and players, which we are doing so well. We have done this, even right now, we have done a lot of collaboration and partnership with various institutions, various departments. That's a plus for the Joy. Thank you for that. Next that we expect you to do to us is training of trainers. And here, as Joy, you can support an institution to come and give a training to trainers so that the trainers themselves will have that opportunity to train the youth. Because it's the trainers and the hub that will be following up mostly on the youth. And lastly, is the creation of opportunities for green jobs for the youth. This issue of green job is a gray area, but with consultation, with constant debate, constant conversation, we shall achieve that. And lastly, as we were seated here, we managed to have linkages, we managed to have with some organizations like the COP Bank, and then also the CoELIB. We have discussed a lot, and we have reached a point whereby we have agreed on some online conversation with the COP Bank, and also we have also agreed on some meetings with the CoELIB, next with other stakeholders in the near future. So thank you for that, and welcome to Shamberere.
Thank you.
Do you have anything to add?
Thank you. Yeah? Questions? Last words? Guys, I have 4 forms only, so send it to me or bring it to my desk, please. You have the Well, they've been shy, see? That's why I gave them time to. But you will hear much more about Shamberere very soon, because a mirroring event to this one, another learning route, will be happening in only 2 days. So we will share with you guys also what are the outcomes of that learning route, as well as this one, with our host, Shamberere. So we will be sharing knowledge among everybody, all the actors in the ecosystem. Hopefully we will reach more and more. So, do you want to call Prof? I will leave the floor to my colleague, the tall one.
Hello. Hi. Okay, I believe we've reached just about the tail end of this particular learning route. And before I invite either Wilson or Professor to give some closing remarks, because sometimes you don't go to somebody's home and then you speak there as if you are the one who owned it. Eh? We are in CoELIB, and we'd like CoELIB to give us the last words. But from my part, I have just 2 things I want to say. There's a lot that has been said and done here today, or over the past 3 days as well. But in terms of my observation, I am particularly glad. This may seem like a bad thing, but to me it is very positive. Depends on how we take it. But I'm particularly glad that we are now seeing the discourse moving away from Ustadi towards CoELIB. Have you seen that? I've not even heard, in fact, all the presentations today. I heard Yes Joy Project, but I did not hear Ustadi. Because we are not a hub. And that is encouraging for me, in the sense that I think at the end of the day, we are now all beginning to realize that our point of reference is the hub. Isn't it? Of course, the project is led by Ustadi and Procasua by extension as well, who are the leader in the consortium. But to me, it shows that there is some ownership that is coming. And there is the realization that it is the hub that is going to provide that interface between the youth and actors in the ecosystem. Yeah? And it's very encouraging that the discourse and the debate is moving towards that, and the realization that it is the hub that is a provider of services. And for us, we support the hub, yeah, to be able to deliver quality services. Now, on the flip side, no, I mean, it's nothing bad, but it's just an observation, is that the overall intention as well for the hub is that it also is a one-stop shop. One-stop shop meaning what? One-stop shop meaning that those youth who transition through here get skills, re-skills, up-skills. It is the hub that is going to link them to the private sector. Yeah? They are going to provide the training, but they are also going to go a step further and also link them to private sector in terms of wage, and also the small SMEs, also in terms of self-employment. And we will be working with them to have a robust platform where all those actors are. Robert, you were with me yesterday when we went to, is it Agri-Pro or Agrico? Agrico, And Corinne, the lady, said they receive requests for employment. Yeah? Okay. Not from them necessarily, from even others, from, they are a seed supplier, potato seed supplier. But now where they supply to those farmers say, they come to them and say, I need a farm manager, man. Where do I get? She has no point of reference to say, can you go and get? We would like her to say, at CoELIB, can you contact CoELIB? Yeah? They will give you that farm manager. They will give you Phoebe, yeah? What did you call them? The hatchery manager. They will give you somebody who can be able to install your green or your solar system. They will give you somebody who can be able to repair your tractor. And that person is able, the CoELIB is able to vouch for that person and say, that person, he or she has passed through here. They have the requisite skills. That is just one example. I have so many examples from other people in the agricultural industry who keep on looking for skilled, or even as you heard Madam Phoebe said, she was not very particular. She said skilled or unskilled. I will train them even. Yeah? It's not the first time I've heard of it. There are so many of these opportunities. It's just about people creating those linkages. I want this, find from here. I want this, find from here. That is how even the private sector works. Today, we are suffering, that at least the last time I left Nairobi, there was a little bit of a fuel shortage. Yeah? Those are just things about linkages. Sometimes when the car doesn't have fuel, I ask Sam Bosa, who is my friend, hey Sam, where can I get fuel? He tells me, go to Eastlands, there is this petrol station. I go there, I get my fuel. That's what it is all about. But then, that's why I was saying lastly that the challenge here is that we'd really like, I know it's still early days, but we would like all of the hubs to become one-stop shops. I remember when we were talking to Dr. Gogo and Professor Semenye at Pwani, same thing emerged. And Professor there said, we are very good at training students, but we don't care where they go after this. Really? Yeah? Yet people are looking for, yeah? But they don't know where to find. But if it's one thing to come and contact Dr. Gogo and tell him I'm looking for this, and Dr. Gogo has that connection. But we want that one-stop shop to be Shamberere, to be Pwani, to be CoELIB. Everything is done here. They have the database. This one's looking for this. Here he is. This one's looking for that. Here she is. And then we'll be able to talk results. I want to leave it there. I want to draw your attention again, just for emphasis. I like emphasizing. What is our target in Nakuru? What? No, in Nakuru. 500. How many wage? And then self? Tafadhali. This is now a partnership. Tusijibwage sote. At the end of the 36 months, sitaki kuja hapa alafu tuseme ati we have got 30 but we struggled. Yeah? Yet people are asking, Shamberere, what's your target? 500 as well. Daktari, finesse that one. Also in Kilifi, 500. Sawa. So thank you very much. And we really look forward to working with all of you. Of course, it doesn't mean that we don't have a role. We will work together with the hubs and everybody else and other actors to bring on board private sector even more strongly, yeah? Other actors even more strongly. The other IFAD investments in Kenya, Kelcop is one of them. ABDP is another one in Western. Are you aware of it, Forrester? ABDP, Aquaculture Development Program. That one is IFAD in Western. But anyway, Kelcop is also coming. There is a new one on rural financing which is coming. Those are just IFAD, and so on and so forth. But we want to create that robust ecosystem. People are talking to each other. People are making those connections. Somebody is saying, I have this, you are missing it, I'll provide you. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for your participation. At this juncture, as I said, we are in somebody's home, and we are very thankful for them to have hosted us for the last 3 days, at least here. So I'd like to invite Professor Kahi, maybe Wilson. I don't know how the protocol will go. Wilson invites Professor. It's not the other way around. It can't be Professor inviting Wilson, but Professor, please, last words before we wrap it up, and you can close. Thank you so much. Okay.
So Wilson, can you say something? that is a protocol. So Wilson, you just have a minute so that we can close. It is late and it's a Saturday. I don't want my guys to start singing. Professor must go.
I'm saying something. I'm not saying a lot. I've not been around like I was around on the first day when we started. I think the activity started very well. I'd like to appreciate everybody who participated. Mine is to urge, we know that we have a goal, and Eric has been very specific on that we are supposed to create jobs for the youth, and we know our targets. And it is us. And there is nobody else who's going to do this. It is us in this house, and together as we collaborate with other private sectors. We know we could not call everyone to come and participate in the learning route, but we know we have networks. We have other partners that we work with, and that's where we're going to get these 500 or the 3,000 jobs. So as also we go outside, let us also communicate to the other partners and other stakeholders about the project and see how we can collaborate with them so that we can achieve our goal. So thank you very much, and you're always welcome at CoELIB. Karibuni sana. So this is a free space, as we say, and is a space for everyone, although majorly we work with the youth. So if you feel there is a startup that you need to refer, a business that you need to refer, an organization that you need to refer, we are free, and we're also free to work with you in every aspect that you think of. So as you go back, please, it is preaching. We are helping the youth. We know some of us are out of that bracket, but we have the mandate and to do that. So asanteni, I don't have to say much. My boss will say the rest. So see you in Shamberere.
You've said everything. And that is what I wanted anyway, so that I will learn from what he has said. But let me take this opportunity to thank all of us for getting this time to be here for the last 3 days. And I remember I was commenting, I never knew that the last day was supposed to have been a Saturday, because I just joked and said, if I knew it was a Saturday, then I could have charged Eric more money, because the staff are working overtime. But sometimes it's always good to do some of these very important businesses during the weekend, because at this time we don't have disturbances. I think you might have noted that we've been here, we don't have students coming in, there are no visitors coming in. We've concentrated on what brought us here. So I'm really happy with the progress that we've made within the last 3 days. And sometimes when you look at what you do, assuming that you are not in this room,
what you do have done in the last 3 days. Just ask yourself. I really doubt whether you would have done what you've done now. I remember when I was going for my PhD in Germany, you know, one condition was that you must learn the German language. So they took us to class for 6 months. But the good thing was that after 1 month, we could converse in German. So someone asked us, now assume you are in Kenya. During that 1 month, would you have learned German? And then we said no. So that is now also the same scenario. The last 3 days, we've really done a lot that can go a long way to change the livelihood of our youth. I think you are aware that this program, of course, at the end of it all, we are empowering the youth. And when you look at the targets that we have, we are looking at self-employment as well as wage employment. And when I look at the percentage, I think we are concentrating more on the wage employment. I think over 70%, if I'm not wrong, compared to 30%. So how are we going to achieve that? I think that is what we really need to think about, as members of this very important project. What interventions do we have in place to ensure that that will happen? As Wilson said, as Eric said, it is up to us to ensure that all those project targets are met. It is us to do it. There's nobody else. It is us. Pwani, you are here. I don't know what is your target. Shamberere, you are here. What is your target? We are here. What is our target? For your information, you see, when you are well organized, where you have the best team on the ground, you can achieve this within the shortest time possible. I'll give you an example. Currently, within the framework of another project that we are running, we are training the youths out there. And just from one county, within less than 1 week, we've trained over 200. What is our target here? 500. So in less than 1 week, if we can train in less than 1 week, 200, then what about in the next, how many years? In the next 2 years, how many are we going to train? Which means if we really work hard, we focus and we concentrate on the activities of this project, it means we are going to train even more than 500. And that is what we want. And for your information, all the donor agencies, they always look at those implementing partners who outpass their targets. Because that is what people want to see. You can imagine a scenario where you had a target of 500 and you're only doing 100. Who will give you money in future? Nobody will give you money. So it is up to us. Let us work hard. All the conditions are there. Everything is at our disposal. The project has the resources that we want. Let us work hard to ensure that we meet those targets. And then when you look at how this project is organized, of course, we have a lot of input from both the public and the private sector. And I'm happy within the framework, the last 3 days, we've had the private sector in the house. And my assumption is that you've really contributed. You are a private sector, isn't it? You've really contributed, your ideas on how you feel that this project should run so that we meet all these targets. And this also applies to the public sector. They're represented here. All the Pwani, we are the public, the Shemberere, those are all public sector. The ministry running the livestock project, these are all public sector. So I know you've contributed on how you feel that this project should run so that we achieve all the objectives. But for all of us, it's always good to think of how are we going to work together as the public and as the private. Because sometimes I always argue, and I've talked to a lot of private sector people, I've talked to a lot of public sector people, and I always explain to them what it means to be in a university or to be in a TVET, what type of support these institutions need from the public and also from the private. All of us talk about skills. So if you move out there, you will find people complaining that, the graduates from the TVETs, they don't have the skills that we need. The graduates from the universities, don't have the skills that we need. And have you ever asked yourself, who is this complaining? This is a graduate of either that TVET or of the university. Because you cannot head maybe your organization or be part of a big government project if you're not a graduate from either the TVET or the university, isn't it? So what you are saying, in other words, is that you are also inadequate. Isn't it? You are simply saying that you also don't have the requisite skills that you need to perform your duties. So I always caution people that don't go out and say that, because it shows negatively on you. Because you are a graduate of Egerton University, so you cannot go out, Forrester, you cannot go out and say the graduates from the universities, they are half-baked. Thank you very much, you are fired. Because you also half-baked them. Do you get that point? And then as the private sector, as the public sector, let us not throw stones. Yeah? Because I can throw stone to the higher education sector and what? And then I'll come and ask you. You are a private sector. Yeah? Have you ever heard the government complaining about the people, the TVETs, the universities churn out? Have you ever heard? No. Which means, according to the government, these people are performing the way they are supposed to perform within the different government institutions, isn't it? And aren't they the ones who are supposed to be complaining? They are the ones who are supposed to be complaining. Why? Because they are the ones who support these students. So they have all the right to complain that the students, the TVETs, the universities are churning out, don't have the requisite skills. They have 100% rights because they are the ones who pay their fee. You are in the private sector, you'll complain, but do you pay their fee? Have you ever paid a fee of a university student? So only complain when there is something you are contributing to these institutions. If it is the TVET, if there's something you are contributing, if it is the university, there's something you are contributing, there's a special program, like Safaricom had a very good program with JKU, if I'm not wrong. If you are supporting that program to the extent that now all people who come out of that, when they come to Safaricom, if they don't perform, then you will blame that university because you are doing what? You are supporting them. And that is the culture outside. When you talk about public, the private linking up with the institutions of higher learning, it is because the private support these institutions. So when your business grows, Plotters Technology, when you grow, can you ensure that you support the institutions from where the staff that you employ come from? Don't just sit and wait for someone to come from a public institution supported by the government, and then there you are, unamtaka, and then you come and complain as if you contributed anything toward his or her education. So you have to contribute something. And this is direct contribution. Don't tell us you pay taxes. I also pay taxes. We all of us pay taxes, isn't it? Yeah, they say there are only two things that you cannot avoid. It is what? Tax and death. So we all of us pay taxes. So let us emulate what happens in this other country, because if you do that, then we'll use that opportunity to ensure that we have people with the skills that we need. And then also I keep on arguing that, you cannot churn out someone with all the skills that are needed by the public or the private. It has never happened in the world. And I will talk from experience. Yeah, I've been in Europe for 4 or 5 years. I've stayed in Japan, I don't know for how many, 2 or 3 years. I've been in Australia for 1 year. I'm a citizen of the world, so I know all those systems. And what happens is that immediately someone graduates. When you graduate from Shamberere, I don't expect you to go and start operating a machine. No, I'll have to train you. All the pilots we have, aren't they graduates of either university or TVET? Aren't they graduates? I want to be a pilot, I graduate today. The following day, I'm supposed to be piloting the Boeing 787 to New York. Does it work like that? So companies, public sector, private sector, it is a must, you must have your own in-house training. So if you complain that they don't have the requisite skills, then we'll come back to you and ask you, do you have your own in-house training? You have to have it. This is a plane. The guy, they were never taught how to do that. This is just a geography person or an engineer who wants to be a pilot. So you have to train them. So always invest in training, impact those, the necessary skills that you want your staff to have. Don't expect that the TVETs and the universities will do everything. The private sector, you have better equipment than what we can find in Shamberere, for example. So the students there, they will be trained using the equipment there. But when they go out there, they find something complicated. So it is the duty of that particular sector to ensure that this person is trained. So when you talk about the skills and then talk about all these employment things and what, let us always take that angle into consideration. Private sector support the training. The training currently supported by the public that supports now, but we need to see the private sector supporting. And then now this brings me to now what is close here to us. We have all these hubs. How is the public sector? How is the private sector? How are they influencing what is happening in the hubs or what will be happening in the hubs? How will you help the hubs achieve their objective? Because when you look at hubs world over, hubs are normally joint ventures. There is a public sector company, we have a private sector company. They always come or they join, if the hub of already existing, they join to drive a particular hub forward. And that's what we really want to see, in this country as we develop. And then there was something else that maybe I will forget, but when you look at the skills, just for your information, we are also in the process of doing what we call a labor market assessment, and this is an exercise that will be done in 6 counties, where we are leading it as Egerton University. So they will have a team in Kakamega, and then there'll be a team in Kisumu, a team in Nakuru, a team in Kiambu, in Isiolo, and Mombasa. And these are some of the things that we are now trying to ask ourselves. Of course, things always change, because someone will argue, why are you doing this and it was done 5 years ago? Things change. We are dealing with the youths who are dynamic. It is not our time, those years, when people would just think that this is the profession they want. Those days it was, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer, but nowadays someone wants to be a dancer. It's a profession. Another one wants to be, I just want to be a mechanic. I was reading a story where someone wanted to be a mechanic, and this guy now is a surgeon. And then he makes fun and says, my work now is to repair human beings. It's just the same thing. So nowadays people want to be everything. I want to be a dancer. I always make these guys laugh. I'm telling them, with me I want to sing. I'm tired of being a professor and what. I was commenting someone, I'm to retire in the next 25 years. I've reached my mark timing in the academic. I'm at the peak. What will I be doing as a professor the next 25 years? In a university teaching, 25 good years. I think I should change and I start singing, isn't it? Well, Braille is here. And I've been saying this all these years, and you know what they tell me? They tell me, Professor, you are sick. You have a recording studio down there. You have all the music instruments down here. You have all the backup musicians. But why is it that you don't want to sing? Yeah? But of course, it's just making fun and the rest. So those were the remarks that I had about how we should relate with one another, public and private. And let me take this opportunity to once again thank all of us and to wish as well. I know we are traveling to Shamberere this tomorrow, and a similar event will also be there. Yeah, and I know I've got a team that is going to Shamberere together with you. There is the video team, and then we also have the other. I don't know whether Wilson will be going. Yeah, and I know Shamberere will just be fine as it has been here. I'm hoping you're going to revenge, isn't it? So with those few remarks, thank you very much, and may God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Kahi, Wilson, Eric. First of all, I want to thank each one of you. Kelvin, Chiara, Morgan, Nancy, for the hard work. Piga what? Piga McCoffee. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Okay, I will start. All right, we have to be fast because these guys will chase us away. But this lady is very kind, smiley, and she does production of BSF as fish feeds. Who is she? She's very funny. Phoebe, come. Okay, we'll be. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Yes, but okay. Okay. Just let's do it fast because we are very, very late. Oh, guys. Woo! Okay, you wanted this. Okay, we will be here. Thank you so much. Phoebe, take this. And now, what do I do? Who is she or he? What?
The she, I describe her.
Yes.
She has got a long hair weave. She's black. She always likes my kaman.
Who is she?
Who is she?
Guess. Lona, speak out.
Long
No
Long
mics.
Weave. She likes my kaman. Who is that?
Naomi. She pointed, so it's fair enough. Okay, Victor, take your picture. In the meantime, go, Phoebe. Phoebe. Give it to her. Come, picture. Picture. Okay, picture. Lovely. Go, Naomi.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there is this lady. She's brown, moderate in height or medium in height. She's having specs. Who is that?
Say something juicy. Is she talkative?
She's not very talkative.
What sector does she work on? Poultry, dairy?
She works in dairy, commercialization. Who's that?
Who's that?
Yes.
Ruth, come. Come, Ruth. Take your picture. Go, fast. These people are chasing us away. Thank you. Do you have your... Okay, guys, get ready. Come for your picture with the other certificate in your hands.
The person I have, she's talkative, and she's social, and I think she's interacted with everyone in the room.
More. What does she do? What sector is
she's
she?
She's a youth champion. Yeah.
Youth.
Yeah. Maureen.
Come, take your picture. Maureen, come with your... Oh, okay, I'll give it to you. Look at him here.
Oh, okay. The person I have here is an entrepreneur. He has been very reliable with this process of the learning route in Joy. We were able to visit him in his place. Who is it?
Sam, come, Maureen. Picture. Yes, thank you, Sam. Confused. Okay, Sam.
The person I have is works in the Ministry of Livestock, the Nakuru County, and is looking into empowering youth in wards around the county and other sub-counties. Yeah, so who is this person? That is very obvious. And it's a he. Yeah.
Don't show it. Stephen, here.
Thank you. Okay. For describing, I'll try my best.
Go.
This is a youth champion, an entrepreneur, working with communities in Njoro here, yeah, especially on beekeeping. Roberto.
Thank you. The person I have here is a he. His name is related to the environment, mostly trees. He's an administrator somewhere. He has dimples when he smiles. Who is the guy? Yeah, for a second.
Where is he? Here. Here. You cannot speak. You cannot choose your certificate.
Not really. Okay, thank you very much. The one I have here is a she who makes life very easy for the youth by providing what is required for our pockets. That's money. Interacts the money a lot. And then they also lend a lot of money to the youth. In the event that you request, you will easily get. Who is she?
Thank you, Forrester. I think I'm the first lady to be introduced by a man. She was not gender sensitive. Ladies have been introducing ladies. And I have a certificate here for a very beautiful lady who I don't even know if I've heard her voice because she's very quiet. She works with the youth. And I've seen her with a lot of red throughout the 3 days. Who is she? You did help.
This is mine. This is mine. This is yours. I think you'll have an opportunity to hear my voice now, Rehema. Okay, this man is a tall guy, and he has a cooperative, I think, dealing with the dairy products. Who is this person? Yes.
Thank you. Okay, the person whom I'm holding his certificate is he. He tells students, look here, go there. He's a bit short. And he's black. He's dark. He's dark.
Yes, I have somebody here. He works with the Directorate of Agriculture. He's tall, and I think he's a bit reserved. He doesn't talk too much. And he's the only he that I see with a spectacle. Who is he?
And I think that's it, because Margaret and Edwin will be given their certificates. Who else is missing? Edwin, yeah, I said Edwin and Margaret will be given. And Edward, who left earlier as well. So, we are here to say the last goodbyes. Now this is the time to cry, hug. Are we ready to cry and hug? Is there some tea for crying and hugging? Yes. So, guys, thank you so much once again, each one of you. We'll be waiting to collaborate more and more. And thank you, Eric. Thank you, Nancy, Wilson, Morgan. Kelvin, again, Professor Kahit, who is here on a Saturday evening. Sorry, guys, and each one of you, the documentation, you guys have been amazing. Very, very, we were very happy to be here. Thank you.